libertarian is?
I hear that all the time. Let me tell you what a libertarian is. Libertarian is someone who says you can be as liberal or as conservative as you want to be. Just don't force others to be like you.
Got it.
That's what we are all about. We are all about long-term solutions, not short-term solutions. We're all about changing culture, not just changing law. Law, we have to remember something. At the end of almost every single law is a guy or a gal with a gun who will put you in a cage. And if you don't want to go in that cage, he or she is going to kill you. That means you only use law when it really matters, not just because I'm angry, not because I don't like you, not because you should do some activity I think you shouldn't do, or whatever the case may be. It's only for important things like life and liberty and property and things like that. That's when you use violence. That's when you use force. That's what libertarians are all about. Welcome, libertarians. We are here in a very special Libertarians Drinking Coffee Live. We are here with Brad Barron, the man himself from Kentucky, and we've got a lot of cool stuff going on. But before I even talk to this man, I want the first thing for you all to do is like, comment, share, get out there, do that. Let people know we're doing this right now. Let people know that this matters, particularly if you are in Kentucky. That's extra special. Make sure you're sharing it with your friends. Let them know what's happening. It's important, critically important that everyone understands this. So thank you so much for showing up. We got people who are here who love you. We got a hell yeah, Brad. Look at that. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, we are excited. Things are really ramping up here in Kentucky. As you've probably seen, the Democrat primary is wild here. There's just a lot of emphasis on this race right now.
I love it. I love it. So let me ask you the most important question. There's a lot of ways that you could have made impact, but you chose now and you chose Senate. Tell me why.
Yeah, well, I've watched Mitch McConnell for many years, and I'm not sure how aware people are across the country of just how much this guy is an enemy of the liberty movement. I know that he likes to present it as, I'm better than a Democrat. That's what he runs on here a lot in Kentucky. He does the lesser of two evils. He uses a campaign strategy of just trying to hone in and beat his opponent down, not offering much kind of a vision. Yeah, and living here in Kentucky, I just watched it for so many years, and it decided that it was time. Someone was going to have to stand up and do something. And it felt great. It felt right. And I hooked up with Chris Wiest in the beginning, spoke with him about it, and just went from there.
I love that. That's amazing. Guys, if you're looking to support this man, do me a favor. Go right now to bradbarron2020.com. There's a little red button that says donate, upper right-hand corner. Click on that thing and give what you can. Now, I know some of you are saying, Larry, I want to give Brad $10,000. I know some of you are thinking that, but you can't. The most you can give him is $2,800. So if you were thinking of giving him $10,000, and I know some of you were, just give him $2,800 and it'll be fine. If you have a spouse, you can have her or him also give another $2,800. You can do that if you want to, but remember, not more than $2,800. You don't want to get Brad in trouble. Absolutely. So tell me the more important piece.
Mitch will be going through this with a fine-tooth comb. He is going to be he's going to be super surprised when he sees what's getting ready to be in store for him on the debate stage.
Tell me about that. This is exciting. Tell me about the debate stage.
And something else too. He's normally on there. I don't know if you're familiar with when David Patterson, the Libertarian candidate, ran against him in 2014.
Oh, I don't. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we filed a lawsuit. KET, I believe at that time it was about percentages that you had to poll at a certain percentage to get in, and the two parties love to do anything they can to keep us off the debate stage. I always say when they're on the same team is when they have a principled, liberty-minded libertarian that's going to put it to them on a debate stage.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so anyhow, we sued and lost, and Mr. Patterson was not allowed to get on the debate stage with Mitch.
Right.
Well, they since changed the criteria, and you simply had to raise $100,000. No polling, no nothing. $100,000 you had to show in net contributions into your campaign account.
There we go. I like that.
So
that's clearer at least. So that means we got to raise some money. So I guess I should bug you all one more time. Head down to BradBarron2020.com and let's get us as close to that number as we can. Let's let them know that we're serious about getting on the debate stage. Because what I would love more than anything is for you to get on that debate stage. Because if you're there, you are showing everybody else across this country that it can be done, that it should be done. And maybe guess what? All of a sudden people see it and they want more of it. And then others will begin to copy. This is bigger. While I love you, Brad, this is bigger than just you. This is you and more.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're nailing it. You sound like an echo chamber of me telling people the same thing. This is way bigger than me. And Mitch is an international figure. You know, first when people say, well, you know, he's a senator in Kentucky. Mitch is a little more than that.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's a national concern. And also, you know, he's attached himself to Trump at the hip. I tease and say he's bought himself a temporary pass to the Trump train. Yeah, and he knows Trump has been wildly popular here in Kentucky, and Mitch knew about. You could just go back and watch about 2 years into Trump's into Trumpism here, into his term. Mitch started positioning himself as an ally of Donald Trump. He knew that was going to be imperative back home here in the 2020 race. If he came here not being a defender of Trump, he was going to head into a retirement. Yeah. So, so as far as the Jorgensen campaign as well, we need to show solidarity in this.
Yes.
I mean, this race here, Mitch, is going to be covered media-wise second only to the presidential race.
Sure.
We have
absolutely.
a Democrat here in Amy McGrath that's raised over $41 million, but might lose the primary to Charles Booker.
Wow. Well, this is the thing about Kentucky, right? I mean, you guys, I've been talking to a lot of candidates from Kentucky recently. And what makes it so special is you're basically a red state, but you have a blue governor. And when I've asked why, right, I wanted to know, is Kentucky becoming more purple? Is that the answer? And what I heard from so many people was it wasn't so much that Kentucky's going purple. It's more that the Republicans are really unhappy with their party. That's what I'm hearing. Is that true?
It is. And that's the thing with Mitch here. If a libertarian candidate can be serious, and I've been campaigning for quite some time. I cleared my schedule for I can go at will anywhere I'm needed.
Oh, I love that.
Politicking, I'm there. You know, I can travel the whole state. Something that set me back a little bit, of course, is COVID-19. I get the nomination and then they shut the world down.
Yep.
But we've been polled. One of the unique things about my race, Larry, they polled me back in January before I even had the official Libertarian nomination.
Nice.
And they used my name, Brad Barron. And what's funny, the first poll was low. I think it was like 3%, you know, newcomer. Then
3% just being in a poll and you're not even the nominee yet. Oh, my God.
Right. Yeah. And then I was at 5. Then I was at 7. Then I got tipped off with a rumor that I was polling in double digits and they didn't want to show it. That poll came back. They quit calling me Brad Barron. They refer to me now as other candidate.
Of course.
Yeah. Yes. So that, but like I tell my friends in the Libertarian Party, I say that's how you know we're being effective.
Yes. And you look, let me bring this up, right? For us to be in the polls, part of the thing is for us to be able to be advertising, to be able to buy the polls. And these polls cost tens of thousands of dollars. Advertising costs tens of thousands of dollars. So libertarians, if you're hearing me now, particularly if you're in Connecticut, right now head over to BradBarron2020.com. It's going across the bottom. Go there now. Click on that donate button and give what you can give to get this guy on the debate stage. You know I don't hawk that much. I mean, I hawk enough, but I'm hawking a lot now because I want him on that debate stage because if he gets on the stage, think of all the other candidates that are going to follow behind him. Kentucky is a state that is unhappy with the duopoly. They don't like their own Republican Party and they don't like Democrats. Half of them are voting Democrat just because they hate Republicans. Guess what? That's our chance right now to grab someone like Brad. So head on over, bradbarron2020.com. Click on that red donate button. Give what you can. In fact, if you can't give a lot, if you can just give 10, 20 bucks a month up until November, that's still going to help. Again, those of you who want to give the big dollars, you can do 2,800. He'll take it, and a spouse too. He'll happily take that money. He will matter. It's going to get him in the polling, get advertisements, and get him back out there. He's already in the polls, guys. How many of us have fought to be in polls, and he's already there? Already there. Thank you, Brad, for doing this. I appreciate this. Keep going.
Hey, no problem. Yeah, and that's it. And I'm a nightmare for McConnell. An absolute nightmare. He doesn't have anyone that can hit him like I'm going to be able to hit him in this debate. And I watched his 2014 debate with the Democrat. It was just he and a Democrat by the name of Allison Lundergan Grimes. And Mitch was the minority leader then in 2014. Barack Obama was president. And Mitch was carrying on there, Larry, about the debt is at $14 trillion. And if you don't elect me, there's just no telling where this could go. Well, look at where we're at now.
I wish it was at only 14 trillion now.
Exactly.
That's a dream for us right now.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes.
I don't think Mitch intended to run again. That's my personal opinion. And then he saw an opening and an angle with this Trump situation. So I think he was making decisions back then, thinking that he wasn't going to run this time.
So tell me about the Democrats that are running in the primary. What happened there? Why is that a disaster? Why is this an opening for you?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you why it's a disaster. You had Amy McGrath, who is the retired fighter pilot.
Okay.
And the establishment came out and backed her, Chuck Schumer and company, and they have poured a war pension into her. The last time I checked, and this was, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, she was at over 41 million in the primary. So
the Democrats are really trying to get her to win this thing.
Yes. The establishment Democrats. Well, what happened here is, I'm sure you're very familiar with the police killing of Breonna Taylor.
Sure.
Louisville. Okay. Well, Charles Booker, young black man, very charismatic, passionate, on the socialist side, endorsed by AOC, endorsed by Bernie Sanders.
I know AOC is my congressperson. I get it.
Yeah. Rises up in these riots and protests in Louisville. He gets shot with tear gas. And before you know it, here he is surging in the polls. She's nowhere to be seen during this. And then they're painting her as she's the establishment pick, the safe pick, running as Republican light, trying to be a Trump-supporting Republican or Democrat. And Booker is the opposite of McConnell.
Right. So
you have then, Kentucky Democrats are thinking, we don't need, she's kind of been forced down our throats. Here's Booker, a young, passionate guy that's in tune with the times. And now all of a sudden, money's not mattering.
Yeah, but what I love about what you're saying is the Democrats, no matter which side wins, there's a bunch of unhappy Democrats.
That's correct. You just nailed it.
No matter what, right?
Yeah. And I've had a post on my Brad Barron for Senate page that went viral about a shooting of Daniel Shaver. You may have seen it in a hotel hallway from years ago.
Oh,
and I asked
yes.
people to revisit that post, and it has almost, I think, about 14.5 million reach on it.
Wow.
On that post
That's
alone.
A lot. Wow.
Yeah. So what happened here is, us as libertarians, we've been about this since forever.
Right.
About the, police overreach and police brutality. So we're naturals at it. They decided to set it out. Mitch and McGrath kind of both just decided to stay out and let the storm pass. Well, guess what? The storm's not passing.
So, well, let me ask one question about this, right? If no matter what, you're going to get a bunch of unhappy Democrats. If you can also get a bunch of unhappy Republicans, now we're starting to really make some impact here.
That's right.
Is Kentucky a state where if you don't get 51%, there's a runoff, or is it a plurality?
No. It's It's plurality. It's
Got it.
51. Well, and here's the unique situation here. You're hitting on what makes this so unique for us in this race. You have a bunch of disgruntled Liberty Republicans. I was on the phone with them before I came here. The nearest person to candidate to Mitch McConnell in the Republican primary, his name is Wesley Morgan. He is endorsing Brad Barron for Senate.
Wow.
Yes, and he has he probably had the best sign game, Larry, of both sides, of all sides. I don't have any out yet, but of the D's and the R's. And he is donating to me all his sign locations and the posts, to put them up on.
Yes.
And having his campaign staff go out and put up Brad Barron for Senate signs where Wesley Morgan for Senate signs were.
I love that.
How much of a disgruntled conservative, constitutional conservative, liberty-minded Republicans are, how big of a base of them there are in Kentucky. And keep in mind, we have Thomas Massey and Rand Paul here.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I love it. I see you grabbing in this case from both sides. I definitely can see both sides, unhappy Democrats, unhappy Republicans, looking for another option. Here you go. Now, if this is a plurality state, that means you get like 40% and you could win this thing.
I can win. That's it. And in a three-way race, if it becomes legitimate, you know how it works. It's like we were talking about earlier, getting in the polls, getting on the debate stage. It's one step at a time, and you go up in the polls. You let me start polling in the 15 to 20% range, and people will start to believe that it can
absolutely.
And this Booker situation has exacerbated people's hope that a real movement can take hold and it can actually happen.
Yes.
And
no, I see your point. Once you get that 15% or something like that, once you get that, then people begin to, the people who are on the fence, right? Who are like, well, I might, but it could be a wasted vote, or maybe my guy could win. Then they go, oh, wait a minute. This Brad guy's real. Yeah. And now they start coming.
That's right. I always say it's like on the movie The Matrix when Neo starts to believe.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly
that's
right.
really what it feels like. So many people are just ready for something different now. It's just unrest. The entire COVID situation coupled with the police killings and overreach, people are looking for something else.
Can you tell me, is there one or two slogans that you might have that people are going to hear? Do you have like a?
Well, they're going to hear Well, my nickname given to me by my high school basketball coach was the Barron. And I'm a huge Kentucky basketball fan. And Adolph Rupp, one of the most famous coaches in college basketball history, was Kentucky's coach years ago, was nicknamed the Barron. And it's something that resonates here in the state. So my slogan has been, ditch Mitch, vote for the Barron. And one of the interesting things with the Democrats, they came up with the ditch Mitch. I mean, it had been said all over, but they tried to brand it. But I thought it was interesting but there wasn't a solution behind it. And I think that has agreeable symmetry with us as libertarians, because what we lack in funding, we make up for because we have a monopoly on the best ideas.
That's true. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's
I love
why
that.
I say, ditch Mitch, vote for the Barron. I tease the Democrats and say, you came up with the ditch Mitch, but you didn't really have an answer. We do.
I like that. Ditch Mitch, vote for the Barron. So, guys, if you want to make that happen, he's got to get signs. He's got to get door hangers. He's got to get palm cards. He's got to do some videos, all that kind of stuff. Guys, that costs money. Head on over right now, bradbarron2020.com. Click on that red donate button and help him get those signs. He's got space for the signs now, right? The guys are giving him space for the signs. Yeah. Let him put those signs up. Ditch Mitch, vote for the Barron. We can make that happen. Give what you can give. $20, $50 is fine. Again, those rich millionaires in Kentucky who just can't wait to do something with their money, guess what? $2,800 goes a long way for the Brad Barron campaign. So give what you can give to move that.
Or getting donations from everywhere. Like I said, Mitch is a national concern. The Kentucky part of it doesn't really matter. He's the majority leader. Everyone knows what he does up there in the Senate.
Absolutely.
He's controlling the Senate calendar. Mitch is not in tune with the times.
So give me like one issue that's a big deal in Kentucky where Mitch is just not there.
The Second Amendment.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, Kentucky is a huge Second Amendment state, and Mitch has some record of helping, maybe not directly funding gun grabbing, so to speak, but a lot of Kentuckians feel he hasn't stood up for the Second Amendment enough. He's allowed funding to go to groups that promote red flag laws. Red flag laws is blasphemy in Kentucky.
Absolutely.
Rural Kentucky. And they also feel that a Mitch McConnell in what you would call a sitting duck Mitch McConnell in legacy mode would give in to gun legislation. That's something that the Republicans are really concerned about. They feel like Mitch has fought it off. He doesn't really care, but that he's fought it off for re-election. And then when he gets in legacy mode, he's not going to defend the Second Amendment as much.
No, that's a good one. You know, Second Amendment is, I mean, libertarians can't be beat on this one, right? And the Democrats aren't going to touch that. They're going to walk away from that.
Yeah. There's a big group here, Larry, called Kentucky United, about the size of your page, and it's very active. And they've been sharing a lot of Joe Jorgensen memes there.
I like that.
You know, Joe and Spike getting rid of the ATF.
Right.
You know, and they're making, you know, where once, like I was saying earlier, the Republicans here, like Mitch especially, they position themselves, well, I'm not a Democrat. I'm obviously way more pro-Second Amendment. Well, I always say you look like a liberal Democrat to a libertarian when it comes to the Second Amendment.
I like that.
Where I'm standing, you're both Democrats.
I love that. No, that's great.
Yeah,
so,
providing that contrast, I always say they're opposite sides of the same fiscally irresponsible coin.
Very good.
And that
all right, so you got him on Second Amendment. I love that. And guys, you're a libertarian. You're watching this, particularly if you're in Kentucky. How are we going to support the Second Amendment in Kentucky? You're going to go to bradbarron2020.com, click on that donate button, give what you can give so that we can move this forward. Remember, this is a man who has an actual chance at getting on a debate stage with a sitting U.S. senator. That is a big deal for us, not just for him. As I said, Brad, I love you, but this is bigger than you. This is you and others. It's bigger than you.
And I want to stress again, not just any sitting U.S. senator. Mitch McConnell.
That's true. That's true.
Self-proclaimed Grim Reaper himself.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
So, look, if you get on that debate stage, do you already know, do you feel comfortable enough that you know how you can handle him and whoever the Democrat is?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Ask around the people that know me here in Kentucky, it's where I'll shine more than anything. Mitch does not want me on the stage. He does not want a bold, principled libertarian that isn't afraid to call him out. People walk on eggshells around McConnell. They're scared to death of him.
Got it. That's great.
And the Democrat candidate is never, the things they hit him on that in the national scene, they don't care about those things here in Kentucky. If a Democrat runs on there and says, "Oh, he's helping Donald Trump," that's going to get him votes.
Oh, I see. I got you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it has been fun to troll some of the Trump people that we have a candidate that's way stronger on the things you guys value in Joe Jorgensen.
Right. No, I love what you're saying. And I think, you know, if you get on the debate stage, you're just going to help the odds of Joe getting the debate stage.
Yes, absolutely.
You're going to help her odds of that happening. Absolutely. And if you get in that debate stage, you know, what I love is when you get on the debate stage, there are going to be Democrats and Republicans watching because they love their Democrat Republican. But there's also going to be Democrats and Republicans watching who aren't sure about their guy or their gal. They're not sure yet. And when they see you, they're going to shift.
Absolutely.
They're going to go, wait a minute. So I can vote against my guy, but not vote for the other team? They're going to love that.
Yeah. And I give them an option. using the, one of the things I mean, depending on who I'm going against, going against the Republican or the Democrat, I would like to somehow insert, and I'd be beating Mitch if it wasn't for this third party candidate over here.
Yes, absolutely.
So I mean, I've got a bag full of things that I can use on the debate stage, depending upon where the questions go. I love that. Plenty of ammunition against both sides. But the big thing that I'm going to do is create what is real, and that's the real contrast. That there's not this huge contrast between them. That's the farce. Got it. We're the real contrast. We're what you're looking for. You just might not know it yet, but now you're going to know.
So, look, I'll say it again to the people who are watching now and later. If you're watching this and you actually want someone to be able to go on the debate stage and get both Democrats and Republicans to see a difference and decide to vote gold, just imagine the impact that's going to have throughout Kentucky and throughout the country. Support that. Head on over to bradbarron2020.com. Head over there, click that red donate button, and give what you can give. Again, for you wealthy people who got money. So, I've been bringing you people for the past 6 months. I've been bringing people to a lot of you. About a lot of libertarians, I'm bringing them to you. Some of you haven't picked a horse to get behind now. This is a good one. This one's going to get a debate stage. If you haven't picked one yet, pick this one. Get on board here. Go to bradbarron2020.com. Click that donate button right now. Give what you can. Show you're part of this. And make sure that this guy gets on that debate stage. It's important.
And I'm glad you understand this, that this is way bigger than me. This is a trickle-down effect.
Absolutely.
For everyone. And a trickle up to Joe. I go on there and put it to Mitch and the Democrat. People are going to want more.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to, they're going to be people demanding. And they'll run it everywhere. This, I've already been contacted wanting some info and some good headshot and whatnot from ABC and NBC. They're like, we're going to cover this thing. I mean,
absolutely.
We're going to get a tremendous amount of media. They're going to raise over McConnell and his Democrat competitor. They're going to raise over $100 million for the Senate race.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
and you don't have to raise $100 million. You can raise 100,000.
Yeah, I'm going to raise 100,000.
There we go.
I'm not going to stop. I mean, I really want to see us. If we run at one of these people and we get the media, we don't have to do as much as they are. Once again, we're more efficient. We have better ideas.
Yep.
So I can do with 10 cents on the dollar what they can do, and it has agreeable symmetry with the national debt too. Both sides spend money like they're printing it with a Federal Reserve that might ought to be done away with.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. No. I just saw someone put up a Gloria. She posts she's a Democrat, and she'd rather see you win than keep Mitch.
Well, good. I appreciate that.
She represents other Democrats. I don't know how many, but she represents a lot of them who would say, you know what? I might like my specific Democrat in my area, but when I'm dealing between Brad and Mitch, I'm going Brad. I'd rather make sure that Brad wins this thing. I think this is a great opportunity to turn some people, right? And look, even if the Democrats, Republicans only vote for you, Brad, and only this year, just for sake of argument, even if only you're the only gold they vote for, so what? That now means they will vote gold. Now they're open to other people, right? They're open to all the other great guys that you got, guys and gals you got running in Kentucky, and they're looking, oh, wait a minute. I could vote for Amanda too. I could vote for James too. Yeah, I could vote for these guys. Oh, I didn't even realize. Brad, you could be that center that gets people to see all the other gold that's in your state.
That's always been my plan. I say, I'm doing this so that my 10-year-old son, Luke, can run as a Libertarian presidential candidate down the road and win.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you talk about the down ballot candidates. We've got a great slate of them here in Kentucky. And we only have to raise $100,000. We don't have to pay them $100,000.
Right.
We use that for advertising. We use that for, campaign advertising. Okay. That's going to help all the down ballot candidates as well.
Absolutely.
That advertising, seeing be bold, go vote gold out there everywhere. And it's going to make us look legit. Being on, you understand this, being on that debate stage shows a certain amount of legitimacy.
Yes.
And especially in a U.S. Senate race. To be on there with McConnell and the Democrat that's going to raise the most money in a Senate race this year. And here's another thing, Larry. This is the only debate Mitch does. One.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that right?
1 hour. Is all that he will do.
Got it.
The amount of advertising, we don't have to pay them $100,000, but even if we did, I figure it's getting $2 to $3 million worth of advertising for me to be on the debate stage.
And the other thing is, every single libertarian who sees it is going to be so excited. Yeah. They're going to share it everywhere. Yeah, they're going to share it all over the place. Yeah, I completely agree. I
came on here, I was thinking about Shane Hazel, another one I'd love to see on the debate stage.
Yes, absolutely. I just had him on my show.
Yeah, I know. I watched it. Yeah, and I was thinking about him on my trip over here to my friend's house where I'm doing this with you, and I was thinking there are so many other libertarian candidates that come to mind.
Yes.
That I'm like, once you see it can happen, and here's the thing: we have to get in a mindset as libertarians to donate money to candidates and to support candidates. It's not that we don't have the money. It's not that we aren't willing to do it. It's about a mindset. D's and R's know. Hey, it's election time. We have to donate. We have to volunteer.
100%. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, right? And I should be clear on this. Guys, I know some of you, because of COVID, are strapped and you don't have the cash to give. I got it. I know some of you are. For those of you who are strapped, Brad still needs other help. He still needs people to put those signs up, to wave signs, to knock on doors, to hang door hangers, to show up at events, to create content for his social media, to share social media. You see me all the time talking about share and share, and I say it all the time, and it matters. Like, comment, share. He needs people for that too. If you've got some cash, please head over right now. Brad Barron 2020. It's along the bottom of the screen. Click that red donate button. Give what you can give. If you can do an ongoing campaign donation, even better if you can. If you can't, no worries. Then if you live in Kentucky, particularly live in Kentucky, then please sign up so you can be a volunteer, because he needs your time and your energy as much as he needs your money. Both of those matter.
And I'm glad you brought that up. That's why, we're the party of volunteerism.
Yes.
And it's one thing that's tough for libertarian candidates that's a great quality. We hate asking for money.
Well, I don't.
I mean, that's it's a strength and strength of character, but it's a weakness when you're trying to run.
Yes.
But it's a necessary evil.
It is. We have to. We have to. Look, if we want things to move forward, we have to pay for them, right? That's literally the market, right?
That's right.
I want something, I've got to pay for it in some way. I can pay for it in labor, or I can pay for it in dollars, right? One of those two. And I'm telling the people the same thing. Pay for it in time and energy, or in dollars, whichever you have more of. Whichever you have more of.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And we're talented. One of the areas, social media, libertarians shine.
Yes.
And so everyone can do a little something, not just for me. I mean, every candidate. Grab your local House candidate, local state Senate candidate, whomever, governor. We can all do something. And when we see these hot races like this McConnell race, we have to capitalize on these.
Yes.
This 100,000 is a ton of bang for our buck in this race. And every year there's going to be races that, this one looks like one we got a candidate that's serious, or we've got, weak candidates with the D's and R's. We need to assess these across the country and hone in on these ones that get us the most bang for our buck.
And I'm telling you guys, this is one of them. BradBarron2020.com. And not just, if you've already donated, awesome, then share this into a group that might care. Share this onto a page where people might care, so they can watch this, see this is what's happening, and then they can support Brad just like you are and just like you want to. He needs those people. He needs it. Let's help him out here. Brad, anything you want to bring up before you wrap this up?
Well, there's a lot I could bring up.
Anything screaming that you want to bring up right now?
Yeah, I was wanting to talk to you a little bit about these protests here in Kentucky. Have you been paying attention to them much at all over here?
I have not. I get locked down by my overlord here. Won't let me leave the house.
Okay.
I live in New York City.
Yeah. So you know, that's something I was wanting to touch on a little bit is this Breonna Taylor situation here in my neck of the woods. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with this?
Absolutely, I am.
Yeah, and I don't think we can point out enough just how disturbing this situation is.
Yes, agreed.
And I think it's something that when you think about us joking about all our little libertarian infighting, this is the kind of thing that unites us and brings us all together. It doesn't matter what caucus you're from in this party.
Yes.
This is something we could be fighting tooth and nails on policy, but we're all on the same page when it comes to this.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
Yeah, and if I can change this at all, win, lose, or draw in this campaign, I'm happy to donate the year and the energy of my life that's went into this.
What an amazing thing to say, Brad. You know, you've just told everybody watching that no matter what, you win.
Absolutely.
That whether you win, if you win the seat, which you don't know how bad I hope you win the seat. So if you win the seat, that's awesome. I really hope you win that seat. But even if you don't win the seat, if you make enough impact and get in that debate stage that other people who are voting gold and running gold can jump on board and they have a chance to get in that debate stage, you might be creating victories, you know, next year and the year after. This might be because of what you did this year. You might be creating victories for others and impact for others. And even if that isn't what happens, you still bring, you know, this tragedy to light. You still can unite people around this. I mean, it's nothing but good, man. This is a great campaign. I'm so happy you're doing this. And I want to say thank you for sacrificing the time and the energy that I know you're putting into this. This is amazing.
Thank you for having me on.
Of course. Absolutely. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for this. Remember, it's very important. Head on over bradbarron2020.com. Click on that donate button. Give what you can so we can get this man on the debate stage, helping us now and helping us in the future, helping him have a shot at actually winning this thing, and helping others have a chance of winning in the future, and helping our presidential candidate, Jo Jorgensen. Maybe she's going to be able to get the debate stage because of that, and maybe she'll get even more votes, all because of this. While I love Brad, this is bigger than Brad. So again, bradbarron2020.com. Click on that donate button. Give what you can give. Brad, thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome. Thank
Everybody
you.
else, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give what you can.